We are making pork sinigongs today for my very first cooking vlog. This was one of my favorite dishes growing up. If you don't know, I am part Filipina. This was the perfect dish to have on a cold day. So this is what I'm making today. I'm cutting into the veggies. I like to cut my eggplant like this and keep my jalapenos whole inside of the soup. A whole bunch of garlic because I'm a garlic girl. Just finely slicing that garlic and cutting into this taro root. It's like a potato, but it just has a different texture and I love it. After cutting my taro root, I'm going to cut into some beautiful tomatoes, which adds a gorgeous color and taste. Now I'm going to be cutting into the baby pork ribs. There is a thin cover behind the meat that I like to pull off with a paper towel. This just makes it so much more easier to cut into the meat. Sometimes I like to half the meat so that way there's just, more pieces, even though it's the same, but I'm just going to keep it whole. Turning the stove on to medium and adding oil and frying my pork ribs first. I forgot to cut the onions on camera, I know, but here I am adding them with the garlic. I was so excited just to make the cooking vlog because it's my first time. Anyways, adding the tomatoes and then adding patis. This is fish sauce. It might be a little stinky, but it tastes so good. I like to add a sinigang packet here. This is like a tamarind based flavor. It's a sour flavor that's tangy, but it's so delicious. Here I am covering everything in the pot with about 10 cups of water. Covering for a moment to let all the fat come up and taking that off the top. Then my favorite part, adding all the delicious vegetables and then adding 2 more packets. And I also found out about this hot sinigang packet and I can't go back. Stirring and distributing all that delicious powder. This is where I like to add the taro root so that way, it doesn't get too soft, but just perfect enough so that way I can add the spinach, let that cook over for a little bit, and then I can serve. Adding the final touch of pouring lots of sabaw or soup over steaming rice makes this dish more satisfying.